In this tutorial, I like to talk about some of the options you have for saving files in HDR Expose 3. Now, if you've watched other tutorials that I've done, you know that I often end the segment by saying, and if I like this result, I'll just go down and hit save. When you hit save, the application opens the standard save dialog. In this case, I'm on a Macintosh, so you'll see the regular save file as dialog. On Windows, you'd see the standard Windows display. You can choose to save your image in any one of these files: a TIFF, Radiance HDR, JPEG, OpenEXR file, a BMP, or Unified Colors BEF 32-bit file format. So here you just select the file format that you want. In this case, I'm going to select TIFF. I can give it a name. And say save. Now I've saved this image as a TIFF file onto my desktop. We wanted to make the interface as simple as possible and not provide a lot of different save options in that dialog. The assumption here is that you're usually saving the file out with the same type of parameters. If you want to change your save parameters, we'll go up to the Preferences settings and change them. So here the Preferences dialog opens. You click on the Export tab, and then you see the various file types that we support. These are the ones that have different types of settings that you can apply to them. Right now we have the BEF file selected. Here you can set the compression quality for the BEF file format. OpenEXR has similar parameters that you can set. In JPEG, you'll set the amount of compression or the quality level and the ICC profile that you want to embed. Now typically for JPEGs you'll want to use the sRGB as the standard for JPEG viewing. Under the TIFF option, you have the choice to set the bit depth that you want. Now typically if I'm going to go into Photoshop and do more editing on the photos, I want to start with a 16-bit TIFF file, so I'll select that here. If I know I'm going already to final output, perhaps an 8-bit TIFF file here. I rarely use the 32-bit TIFF file just because these files are so large, and if I want to save a 32-bit image, I'll do that in our BEF file format instead. Down here you can choose the color profile that you want. You have the standard three choices of Adobe RGB, ProPhoto RGB, or sRGB. Mostly I'll use Adobe RGB in this case. If you have a custom profile that you want to use, you can browse to that and select it in this menu. So now, if I wanted to save this image as an 8-bit TIFF file instead, I could select 8-bit TIFF. If I wanted to save this with an sRGB color space, I'll set these parameters here. I'll close the Preferences panel. I'll go back down and click on my Save button, or I can pull the Save command from up here underneath the File menu. Now when I choose TIFF, and I'll call this Cannery Row 2, this TIFF file is now being saved as an 8-bit TIFF image. So that's how you can change the default settings for your output preferences. Thanks for watching.